It doesn't take the most powerful nations on Earth to create the next global conflict. Just the will of a single man.
Okay, this is the first episode of my free-for-all tips and tricks series. And before I get started with the tips and tricks, I want to let you guys know that I'm not new to free-for-all. I've been playing free-for-all as long as it has been in Call of Duty. So I do have quite a bit of experience with free-for-all. And that out of the way, in this episode, I'm going to show you guys how to play a method. Like, this is not the most fun method or gameplay worthy method. Like, it is gameplay worthy, but not as good as like running around the map the entire time in free-for-all, right? So basically what you're going to do in this tactic is that you're going to control a certain area of the map. It may sound campy, but I mean, it's like arguably it's probably the most effective way to play free-for-all. And basically what you need for this tactic is you need to get into a place where you have lots of sight lines, but you also have cover. And I'm going right now. This is a place, this is probably the best place for me when I use in Modern Warfare 3. This is probably the place I do the best on controlling. So you have to get a position where, like, look, I'm crouched, I have lots of cover. Those big blocks in front of me are good cover, and I can still see people. And so if the enemies are coming down this corridor, I have the jump on them because I'm on top of the steps, meaning that they're gonna have to aim up at me, and it's easier to aim down than up, and I'm gonna have to jump on them. And this gameplay is pretty old. It's back when the game came out, and I'm using the IMS. You can use an IMS Claymore Bouncing Betty, but if I ever do this method, I usually don't, because this is not, as I said, it's probably not like the most exciting gameplay method, so I usually don't use it. And but when I do use it, I usually don't need a Claymore Bouncing Betty or an IMS. You can easily just control both areas, especially if you have a headset. It's beyond easy to control these two areas. And depending on the area, it's gonna matter what kind of gun you're using. Like right here, it's probably ideal to use an assault rifle or an LMG. I say that because, well, an assault rifle is meant for mid to long range engagements, and so it depends. It really depends on the map you're playing. Like if you're playing C-Town, shotguns, SMGs are probably way better than using an assault rifle. So yeah, and back to this gameplay. It's probably beneficial for me to use, and for anyone else to use an assault rifle or an LMG, because like when I'm looking down these sight lines, there's gonna be a spawn beside the billboard. Sometimes there's a spawn beside the train, and sometimes there's people running around the ramp, and that's quite a bit of distance for an SMG. Maybe it's hard for all the SMGs. Maybe the MP7 would be the best if you don't work with anything other than an SMG. So one tactic, I can like anticipate where people are gonna spawn. Right here, I know that if I go straight to the right, there's gonna be a truck. Where the truck is, there's a spawn there. Right here's a close call. This is a good idea. Like always pick up an enemy weapon if you have like an SMG or something. So get to newer spawns, guys. This gameplay's coming to a wrap. I do get a Moab in the end, but I don't get to call it in because it's my 25th kill, which kind of sucked. I'm pretty sure this was my first Moab. And don't worry, the next wait, actually no, the gameplay's not about to end. Never mind. That was embarrassing. Okay. Alright, yeah, I thought that fell short. So basically, what else? Know your spawns, because when you know your spawns, because of Modern Warfare 3's horrible spawn system, you can really, like, basically as soon as spawns in, within like 5 seconds you can kill them. It's that easy if you get to know the spawns. This method works in every single Call of Duty game and probably will work in every single map except for like that map on I think it was Shipment on Call of Duty 4. Man, that no tactic. That map is basically like just camp in a corner with like an M60 or something, because that map is what, the smallest ever. What is it, like 4 crates stacked on top in the middle? So yeah, I'll get to know the spawns in every Call of Duty game because they're different, and know your ideal situation, what kind of gun you should be using. Pick up, be careful of when you're picking up other guns, because often when you're using this method, and I often don't use scavenger, you're gonna run out of ammo pretty fast. So if you're picking up another gun, for this it doesn't really matter, but if you're like running circles around the map, you pick up a sniper LMG, be aware that your movement speed is gonna slow down a lot. So be careful what you're picking. For this method, it doesn't really matter how fast you move, because you're basically staying in one spot. And if a lot of free-for-all veterans use this kind of gameplay, because this kind of tactic, because it's pretty effective. And if you look at it from the psychological aspect, these guys, I keep killing them back and forth, and they're getting mad. So they just keep rushing at me mindlessly while I'm aiming down my sights, looking down the corridors, anticipating where they're going to spawn. So it's beyond easy for me to kill them. So it's pretty easy, right? Like a tactic like this. Yeah, if you look at it from the psychological side, it is the best tactic, because these guys are just rushing me constantly without thinking. I mean, maybe if they planted a claymore near the stairs and ran the way when I wasn't checking, I would go down and probably get blown up. If they thought like that instead of just rushing me, this tactic wouldn't have worked. So usually when you're using this tactic, people are going to get frustrated and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I promise you the rest of them will be much more exciting. They won't be as bored, as campy as this. And thanks guys for watching.